Hey guys, you're watching the Burden of Truth after show. This is season 1, episode 7, Ducks on the Pond, and finally we're getting some answers, or at least we know why the dad is so creepy. But stay tuned because we're gonna get all into it.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Old school. Joanna, this is to Joanna and the team. And the girls. Oh guys, hello, welcome to another episode after show of Burden of Truth. You know me, I'm your host Parris Rose, joined by my lovely co-host.
Hey, I'm Mina Wahab.
We are so excited. I'm very excited because we get some answers, especially behind the reasoning the dad is so mysterious and so creepy. So that was like my number one takeaway from this episode. What about you?
Yeah, that's my takeaway every episode. it keeps getting reinforced time after time.
But now we know why. They're not just saying he's creepy, but we don't know why.
Yeah.
They're giving us answers this time.
Yeah.
So that excites me just a little bit.
Like, are the answers valid? Like why he's creepy?
Well, we know why Joanna was punched now.
Yeah.
Because it seems like he's a sexual predator. Like,
yes, that was so unsettling. But he's a nice sexual
I
predator.
know.
He was not like other sexual predators. He's a nice one.
I'm like, that makes him even worse. I feel like that makes him a calculated sexual predator.
Yes, that scared me.
Yeah.
Like a lot of thoughts going into it.
Yeah, like I feel like, there was emotion in the actress's face, but I still felt like she was a little like nonchalant about it. Like, he was really nice though. He was different. I don't know why him. But he also like got you pregnant, forced you to have an abortion type of thing. I'm very confused with that.
It wasn't clear that he forced her to have an abortion.
Right, or she just had
one.
one.
That was her choice.
Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
I feel like this has been a theme. Like, I feel like he's known in the town as the person to do that because it's a small town.
That's true.
They can't keep that a secret forever.
It's weird because it is a small town, but now we know of Luna's mom, what this happened to. We know of Joanna's mom, that something went wrong with this woman. So, like, they didn't realize that he was a jerk all this time. Like, I don't get what happened there. Yeah. And then the cop called him the Grim Reaper. Anyone that came in contact with him kind of just disappeared, died, had bad stories to tell. So we're learning a little bit more about the dad, but he hasn't actually been. It's episode 7, and he's still really not in the show.
Yeah, he's like kind of on the sidelines and has his minions that he sent out to speak on behalf of that company.
Exactly. One being Alan, Joanna's ex. I really, he reminds me of, I don't know the actor's name in the movie, but the jerk in the Titanic.
Oh my gosh, he does.
He has that look.
Yeah, that little something about, I don't know.
And something in his eyes just remind me of that guy.
That's such a great comparison.
Right?
I almost forgot about that guy. Yeah, they're both really attractive too.
They are.
Like, yeah.
In a dark, I shouldn't think you're attractive way, but
like
you
you're
just
a villain,
are. Yeah.
And you're really not a great person, but for some reason.
Like, keep going, keep talking. Yeah. So what did you feel about this episode?
So I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I thought it was like a normal episode. It's something that was kind of like, we had our questions answered a bit. We had the typical like falling out between partners and then the making up, breaking up, like that typical like, we're going to add some high school drama in there in the mix as well. And then like obviously the court stuff. I don't feel like I feel like the format is very similar each episode, so there's always something drama related when it comes to the high school, but then obviously like a major setback when it involves the court case as well. Yeah. So it's just a similar formula of going back and forth between the parents, the kids, their difficulties with this whole conversion disorder thing.
I'm sorry, I cut you off.
Yeah, but that's, I don't know. It's like, I wasn't in love with the episode, but it was semi-necessary in a way.
I think it was really necessary, but I actually have a question about this whole conversion disorder debacle. So it starts off with Billy being really upset with Joanna, like giving her the cold shoulder, not talking to her at all. And I feel a little confused about it because episode 6, it was Billy who was so excited about this conversion disorder theory. he and Molly even secretly met with the doctor. He kind of felt like this really was the cure. So obviously Joanna's like, okay, you're on board with the doctor. You believe it's the conversion disorder. I'm leaving. Why is this episode Billy so mad at Joanna when he also was kind of giving up in a way? You know, he was so like, I'll do this on my own. You're a quitter. But like, well, you're on her team and you were already saying that, you know, the conversion disorder is the cure. You know?
I think for him, his main goal isn't winning the case, it's helping the girls. Yeah. So in whatever way possible.
But when did he flip? You know, when did he flip?
I get it. That was kind of unclear. It was like, I think once he started mistrusting the doctor after Joanna came in at the end of last episode and kind of put the doctor on blast, I think it was like an unsaid thing that happened at the end of last episode and before this episode in the deleted scene somewhere.
Somewhere in there he was like, you know what, Joanna was right. The doctor is full of it.
It just was never explained in the episode, which, I mean, I guess it's fine, but it was kind of confusing. I'm like, where did this leap happen?
Yeah, well, he was so angry. I mean, so much that, you know, he punches Joanna's ex. He gets sent to jail, and she bails him out, and he's still like, you can't bail me out. You know, like, he's that angry with her that he wouldn't even accept her bailing him out. It was just very dramatic for me. And it's the first time I see Billy so dramatic. Like, I didn't know what happened there.
He's just over it, you know? Yeah. He's like, he's had enough.
Yeah, it's true.
But you can never have enough TV, you know?
That is true.
You really can't have enough TV. And here at AfterBuzz, our network produces after shows for nearly all your favorite TV shows. From dramas, reality TV, sci-fi, and more, there's no other network that works harder to serve television fans. But you guys, we need your help, so listen up, okay? We're asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. By subscribing to our channel, YouTube will suggest content that's tailor-made for you, and you'll help AfterBuzz continue to grow. And if you're worried about those annoying notifications, don't be, because they're totally optional. So hit that subscribe button now for this channel and check out our other AfterBuzz YouTube channels as well. Let us know you did so in the comments section, and we will thank you on air. We'll try to make you YouTube famous, okay, guys? For now, thank you so much for being the best fans and for helping us be the ESPN of TV talk.
Yes, there are so many new TV shows coming out, especially on Netflix. I cannot keep up. And we have after shows for them.
Yeah, so even on CW, there's All American, there's lots of great shows.
So many.
Yeah, tune in.
I think CW also has like Arrow and The Flash, right?
Yeah, they have.
I'm a fan of those. So those are starting up soon. We do have after shows for those, like all 23, 24 episodes. Those are long.
Ones are awesome.
They are.
Yeah.
They are. All right, so let's get back into our drama, A Burden of Truth. So with this conversion disorder thing, I'm still stuck on this because I'm a little upset. This doctor somewhat had me fooled. I thought it was a very plausible possibility that it could be this conversion disorder, you know, the suicide in their school. It seemed possible. And just to come to find out that he's super shady, he made Molly sign this NDA just with her, knowing that she's a high school student and probably should have had parents around or someone to double look at it. And comes to find out that he did this because he's writing a book about conversion disorder. So he was coming, basically setting the situation up to write this book and make money. I was really mad at the doctor because I didn't see that coming.
I mean, it seemed like, I know not a lot of people do things out of the interest of just being like a good person and helping. Some people do, but in a lot of ways there is like a hidden agenda. I'm not a cynical person. I know it sounds like I'm super cynical. I'm not. But who's to say that this isn't conversion disorder? Because in the show, they were saying that one of the signs or one of the things that causes conversion disorder is toxic waste. So toxic waste could have caused the conversion. It can still be conversion disorder.
I think
do you remember that part?
I think they were saying things that get confused with symptoms of conversion disorder. They were saying
like Parkinson's, mood disorders, and toxic poisoning.
Yeah,
they were saying there's confusion between them. I thought that they were saying that's something that could be linked with it. I thought they were saying there was like a correlation or something.
No, it was more like they have similar symptoms. So, it's like just the process of elimination to figure out which is which. So Billy was like, so it really could be all these other things. We don't necessarily know that it's conversion disorder. And I guess the episode kind of proves that it's not by, oh my gosh, what's her name now? Ben Matheson's daughter. I cannot think of her name. But she kind of proves that it's not conversion disorder because she's really losing memory.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Yeah. Okay.
Which is something different. She wouldn't be losing if it's just something that's in her mind and it's in her brain. It would react physically, but she wouldn't be actually losing anything.
Her explanation was that she didn't understand the economics questions, and I was like, "Girl, that's me every single day. Like, come on."
But supposedly she was very smart, like at the top of her class, and this was easy for her. And now she can't even. She can't answer the questions, but she can't even understand what the question is asking, which has to be so traumatic for her. So that was, I think, their way of saying, guys, it's definitely not this conversion disorder. And
I can't even imagine. I feel like when your whole identity is wrapped in being just this intelligent, academically, gifted student, that when you lose that one thing, your brain and your faculties, that completely destroys your entire identity because you've based so much of your value and your worth in that one thing and just being so great in school, and her saying, I've never ever not done well on a test, and just that was kind of heartbreaking. I mean, I can't imagine just going from being an A student and understanding everything, top of your class, to, I don't even know how to read this question. I can't process the information.
Yeah. It has to be scary, and it's like her thing is her academics. That's what she's losing, and what Molly's losing is her she's an athlete, so she's losing all her physical attributes that really makes her who she is. And I didn't even realize colleges can take back their acceptance.
They can.
I didn't know that.
I still remember I got into UCLA and a bunch of colleges in California, and one of the requirements was that you have to maintain a certain GPA so that people don't, because you get accepted at the beginning of senior year, so if it drops, then they totally revoke your...
did you you send out early? Because I think I got my acceptance letters at the end, towards the middle of my senior year.
Yeah, but you still have to, for the last semester of your high school year.
Yeah.
If it drops below a certain average, then they can be like, even though we said you're accepted, you can't come anymore.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's pretty serious. It really is. They want to make sure you don't just slack off and get senioritis.
It makes sense, but I feel like that's a lawsuit right there. For Molly's case, nothing with the academics was dropping off, from what we know. And it seemed that hers got revoked because, she had a soccer scholarship. So if she can't play soccer anymore, I guess that's why. I guess that makes sense. Never mind. I take it back. No lawsuit. It makes sense. If she can't play soccer, why would they give her a scholarship?
Yeah.
But it just sucks for them. I feel really bad. And it's amazing that Molly has Luna as such a support system. She's there for anything. And I don't necessarily know that I agree with her not accepting her admission to McGill, which is a great university, just to stay being girlfriend. They're 18 years old. Parents, can anyone chip in and say something to advise these two?
I mean, I feel like when you're that age, your parents can't chime in and tell you anything because you've already made up your mind and you think that you are technically an adult, but you think you know best and your parents can't tell you anything and you're the voice of reason and you know way more than... Yeah, I don't know.
My mom if I'm no, I'm not going to go to college to this amazing university because I'm going to stay in the small town and I don't know what's going to happen to me because I have a girlfriend, she would be like, yeah, I'm sending you. I don't care what you say. So, obviously Luna's mom is kind of a child herself. Luna is the more mature one out of the two. So I get it. But Molly's parents, where are they? Why aren't they advising her? Or Joanna? Luna's her sister, and say something. I just really want her to go to McGill. It's bothering me.
I don't know. I think at that age, when you choose a relationship over your education and your future, I don't get it. But when you grow older, I can totally see, change, switching priorities and choosing love over career.
Yeah.
It just depends.
Straight out of high school,
yeah. It depends on the stage of life you're in.
When Molly had her breakdown and she broke up with Luna, she said that, did you really think we're going to last? We're only 18. And I was like, yes, you're actually saying something that makes sense. But I guess that was just an angry thing to say. Ugh.
That was so hurtful, though.
It was.
Can you imagine that you think this person's the love of your life and they say that?
And it kind of makes, I was just like, oh. So it kind of makes probably Luna feel like, oh, so this whole time you really didn't even think we were going to work out. But it's so factual. They're most likely not.
Yeah.
It's a very rare that.
Oh, they're so good together. Like, I think
really
they're
good
so
together.
cute. It's like, it feels like a best friendship, you know?
It does.
Which is how the best relationship should be.
That is very true.
Yeah.
That is very true. So, aside from that whole Luna and Molly drama, there is some intense back and forth with this case. So we thought the case was closed. We find huge discoveries that Steve Magnus? Yeah, Steve Magnus, who committed suicide, actually had twitchings. Twitchings? Is that even a thing? He started twitching.
He twitched.
And he was working on the farm. He committed suicide because of that. While I guess a friend thought it was that he had Parkinson's. Yeah. So this was a huge discovery, and obviously that's what led them to be able to reopen this case. But it was a lot of kind of back and forth. You didn't know what was going to happen. How did you feel about this how the case is developing?
I liked it. I mean, part of it was cheesy, where it's like, you know, it's a very dramatic, like, we lost the case, it's done. It's like, it's annoying because we already know it's not. So to even see it as a hurdle, we're not even thinking like, oh no, we're thinking like, how are they gonna get this? So like, as a viewer, I feel like we're just thinking, okay, so what's gonna happen? Because obviously they didn't lose the case.
Yeah.
There has to be something that happens to fix it. And it's annoying when you throw things in there, like, just to say like, oh no, we figured out a way around it. I don't know, I didn't like the whole back and forth, but in some ways it's necessary for the plot to move forward, because you present a setback and then the overcoming of that setback to show like a closer bond between the two parties involved, Joanna and Billy. Yeah.
That's true. Joanna and Billy are getting closer, but not in the way that I thought they would.
I thought it'd be romantic.
Yeah, and maybe it's better that it's not romantic yet, because I think we would both be like, yeah, we saw it coming. So it's kind of best that it's just a partnership, really, like a well-functioning partnership, as opposed to some cheesy lawyer romance. But I really like the way the characters are developing. I think each one is getting stronger, or that we're getting more emotions out of everyone. I actually thought by now Diana, Joanna's friend, would develop in a different way. I'm still not sure what her importance is.
The one with the police officer?
Yeah. What is her storyline? Well, I both of them, the police officer and her, I'm really uninterested.
Something about co-parenting. I was like, what are they talking about? How are they introducing this new storyline that I haven't heard of?
Yeah.
But I've always liked her and gravitated towards her in the story, but it always feels like she has like the cameos and then disappears. But something about her, about her character, about her acting, there's something about her that just feels relatable, and it's like, I want to know more about this character because she seems cool, and we never like really get that substance. It's just kind of thrown in there, like tossed on the side.
Yeah, she seems, I like her too. She seems really authentic, and actually the one character that seems like a real human being. So I keep waiting for her story to develop, and it's developing in like a cheesy way. I didn't want that for her. I really didn't. But I mean, we'll still see. They threw in this co-parenting thing. Maybe this is gonna wrap around and make sense somehow. But speaking of making sense, last week I threw out some 2 truths and a lie, and we've got to make sense of those. Which ones are the truths and which ones are the lies? So let's get into those. I'll remind you guys. Yes. I'll remind you guys. All right. So the first one was, there was a man from New York who sued Subway, the restaurant, for $1 million after biting into a sandwich and finding a filthy plastic knife. He's suing because he claims he got food poisoning from the knife, which is really gross, by the way.
I remember thinking it was 1 or 3 that was.
Yeah. Okay, guys, the second one is, a man sues the magicians David Blaine and David Copperfield for using godly powers to do their tricks. He demanded they reveal their tricks or suffer a $100,000 suit for stealing his powers. Because the man believes he is God. So if they're using godly powers, that means they stole his powers. It's great. And the last one is, a woman sues her local carnival after becoming severely dizzy and sick after a Ferris wheel ride. She claims there were no warning signs that the ride can cause sickness. She's suing for $25,000 for emotional trauma.
I think number one is definitely the lie.
Is the lie. So you think the
plastic knife is definitely the lie.
Okay, I want to know what you guys think. There were a few guesses. I cannot remember what you guys thought, but Mina, you are wrong.
No, it's 3?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So the plastic knife was actually true, and the man did win his $1 million.
No.
He also, I'm sure he really milked this, but he had scars inside his mouth and had to do a whole reconstruction. So he was granted his $1 million. So that's true. The man did sue David Blaine and David Copperfield. He truly believed that they stole his powers. Obviously, that's true, but nothing happened.
Okay, he didn't win.
Yeah, he didn't win. The case didn't even go far. So that means the lie was the Ferris wheel. The lady did not get sick. Nothing like that even happened. I just thought I had carnivals growing up in my hometown in Connecticut, and parents were always so crazy. They're like, there's too many kids here. There should be so many more rules. And I just thought of my annoying people in my community. So I thought someone would have sued for something like that.
Yeah, that sounded very believable to me. But I knew the magician one, the second one, was so specific.
Yeah, I know.
And crazy that it had to be the truth.
I know. I'm like, I shouldn't have said the names, David Blaine. I mean, they're actual magicians, so.
Yeah.
But did you guys guess those? How are you guys doing with this? Fill me in. I want to know. Am I tricking you guys? All right, so Mina has 2 new truths and a lie for you for this week.
Yes, I do. Okay, so for my 2 truths and a lie, I'm going to go one by one, and you're going to just try to, see if you can read anything on me. Okay, so for the first one, I'm going to keep it short. A man sues the family of the boy he ran over. In January of 2008, Spanish businessman Thomas Delgado sued the family of the 17-year-old boy he'd hit and killed for the damage that the boy's body did to his Audi. Delgado was speeding at the time, but since the boy was cycling alone at night without reflectors on or a helmet, the driver wasn't charged with anything other than being a complete jerk. Under public pressure, he later dropped the lawsuit. Is that a truth? Is it a lie?
I hope that's a lie.
On to the next one. A sleeping student sues a teacher for waking him up. In March of 2008, it sounds like I'm making up dates now. In March of 2008, in Danbury, Connecticut, 15-year-old Vinicius Robacher sued his teacher for slamming her palm on his desk to wake him up during class, an action that he claimed caused him ear damage.
Oh, wow.
That's a
hard slam.
Yeah.
Is this teacher a giant?
My teachers in high school would always do that.
Okay.
I never sued those, so I don't know. So for the last one, 2 men attempting to rob a mansion sue homeowners for dangerous booby traps set up in the home. The men complained that they were the victims of severe physical harm due to one of their sons who planned elaborate setups to ward them off the property. 3rd-degree burns, bruises, were part of the the physical damages in the mix, and they are suing for $100,000 due to the high cost of medical expenses. Is that a truth? Is it a lie? You're facing now. I can't. I feel like I know exactly what you're thinking.
That sounds like the plot of Home Alone. I love Home Alone, so I'm like, is that Merv? Who's suing? Which one is suing? Are they both suing? So I'm gonna say that last one is the lie.
Okay.
But we'll reveal it next week. But if you guys watch Home Alone, that sounds a little similar. Sounds a little similar to me.
I mean,
90s babies.
Art imitates life, so who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? Maybe, yeah.
But I do know that in the news there has been like a sploo. No, that's not the word. There's
flurry.
been
Flurry of
an abundance
yeah.
of cases where thieves are actually suing the people they're trying to rob because they're getting hurt. So it could be true. It could be.
It could be.
Never know.
Yeah.
So guys, tweet us, DM us, let us know, find us on social media and let us know. Oh, put in the comments what you guys think. What are the 2 truths and which ones are the lie? And let me know if you got mine right. Let me know. All right, let's get back into it. Into the episode, of course. So my last big thing is I'm still kind of juggling with Ben Matheson and his character. Everything seems like it's pointing to Ben Matheson knowing that the barrels are poison and that they are what led to the twitching. But his daughter is at the center of this, and he does also seem like a caring dad that would, if he knew that it was affecting his daughter, wouldn't, pretend that nothing is going on. But at the same time, he has to protect his business. So I really don't know. Like, if they said, Ben Matheson is behind it all, he knew all along, I would believe it. If they said he didn't know and he was just this innocent party who's just running the mill, I would believe that too. I'm not sure where.
It could go either way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of see that. I don't really have an opinion on that. Like, I feel like I don't know why. I feel like they could easily switch it up at any point. Like, I feel like there's so many possible options and no way to, like, prove anything right now. It feels like Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. At the moment, like, no one, we don't know anyone is guilty except that creeper who showed up on the golf course. We know he's guilty.
What was that? What was that? I'd rather have Joanna's dad instead of that guy.
Yes, because we didn't even know this guy, and now he's the center of the episode, and he's supposed to scare us and scare Joanna, but it's like, but we didn't even know your face, we didn't know your name. You're not really scaring us. I wish it was someone more familiar.
Who talks like that? Okay, like, in real life, do men who are trying to threaten someone really talk like that? Or is this just a cinematic thing?
It was very cinematic.
It was so, yeah.
I didn't feel the tension you're supposed to feel, like that real life tension, like, oh my God, she's in danger right now. She's by herself. I didn't feel that. Maybe they, it's the CW, so maybe they did that on purpose. They don't want it to be too dark. But I was just like, so who's this guy? I mean, why do we care about this at all? But that's the only one that we know is just like straight up guilty. He knows what's going on behind the scenes. But everyone else, it's just like, it's up in the air, right?
Yeah, and I feel like the cop is in the clear. I keep thinking that, I don't know, now I'm kind of like, no, it's not the cop.
I actually thought that this episode.
Yeah.
Like, I think we could rule him out.
Yeah, I just felt like there's no way that they would continue to show. Yeah.
He was assigned desk work, like that other cop is really like trying to get him out. So clearly he's not in the inner circle.
And I was trying to find clues. I was like, oh, desk work. Is this a clue? Are we going to see something shady that he does? Nothing.
Well, we did see a picture with Ben Matheson and the shady cop, which I don't know what that proves.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But that cop is clearly shady. They're making it clear that we should not trust him. And so that the fact that he's pictured with Ben Matheson means, like, are they working together? But I still don't know. It could just be a picture again. So it's really hard to prove anything yet, which is crazy because we only have 3 more episodes. So I think we can get into predictions, see where the season's going to go. Yeah.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Honestly, I don't know how there are 3 more episodes left because I feel like what are they gonna? I feel like they're gonna show the same thing again, like the same kind of like setup again.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you think they're gonna reintroduce some crazy new concept or like crazy new theory that throws everything off, or do you think they're gonna continue to tie loose ends? I feel like they might introduce one more thing because how do they have 3 episodes to wrap this up? I feel like it should be like 2.
I feel like, actually, I do feel that the case is going to be solved next episode. I feel like the remaining drama will be the town, like the Joanna's family, the Hanley drama.
Oh, okay.
Maybe getting a little bit more into the dad. And finally, I don't know if next episode, but maybe episode 8, we'll get into who Joanna's mom is. Like where she is, where she's been, why she disappeared. I feel like that's the only rock left unturned right now.
Yeah, she's the missing puzzle piece. And I keep thinking, like, if only we knew more about Joanna's mom, I weirdly feel like it could answer something about the dad and then about why Joanna is the way she is. I just feel like the mom, like, needs to get in the picture somehow.
Yeah. They've talked about her way too much. I feel like, she might be the big thing. And maybe I think the season will end with the girls having some type of a cure. So I I don't think the CW will keep us hanging too much and say, leave us with the girls still just being sick and their lives ruined. So I do think in the next 3 episodes, that could be where we're headed to.
What about like the whole NDA thing with the doctor? Do you think he's like, do you think there are going to be more problems that arise with Molly having signed that document? Because I kind of feel like that's going to open up a whole can of worms, and it's going to cause like some chaos in next week's episode.
Ooh, I didn't even think about that. You're absolutely right, because he has to get out of the situation. So how will that pan out? I think that probably is what next episode has to touch on.
Yeah, I feel like it. Unless, like, she's not forced to, like, be with him. Like, she can be like, oh, I don't want to see this man anymore. Yeah. So I feel like there's a way to get out of that.
There should be. And honestly, I will say in the beginning when Molly was thinking that the conversion disorder therapy was working, and then, like, I don't know how long she was doing the therapy, but it seemed like not that long, and she's like, and then she's twitched again, and she's like, it's not working, it's not this. I'm like, but any therapy takes a while. A while, like, just because you started twitching again doesn't mean he's terrible, he's an awful doctor. I mean, it's not, it doesn't work like that, especially if it's something that's in your mind. That takes time. It's not just gonna be like 3 sessions and you're healed.
I'm good. Oh my God, I'm a new person.
Yeah. So, I mean, clearly they were trying to show that this guy's shady, but if they weren't trying to show that, I would be like, I mean, that doesn't prove anything. That the fact that you're still twitching is very, very normal. If you weren't twitching, you should be alarmed that it was cured that fast.
Was it warranted for Billy to go up to the doctor and be like, let me see the NDA?
I think so. I think there was, I mean, the way that he shadily, I'm just making up words this episode. I'm sorry, guys. But I feel like right. The way that he secretly made her sign the NDA by herself, I think there was reason for Billy to be like, why would you do that without her looking over, having anyone else look over it? There has to be a reason behind doing that. So I was proud of Billy this episode. For the punch, for taking initiative, for everything. I was proud of his growth.
Yeah, I mean, definitely always use violence to defend yourselves. Definitely.
Always works.
Yeah, of course.
All the time. Well, guys, let us know your thoughts. I think that's all we have for this week, right?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. So, as always, you can tweet us, DM us, leave messages in the comments. We want to hear from you. You can find me on Instagram at Parris Rose with 2 R's. Mina, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Mina Makes Magic, and be sure to check out my latest interview with Fab TV about the new CW show, All American. It's on fabtv.com. Go check it out. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.